What's up guys, Caleb here, and welcome on to a brand new mock series on the channel called Building Crait out of Lego. In this mock series, I'll be recreating the Star Wars planet Crait, which is probably my favorite Star Wars planet ever out of Lego, and in particular, I'm doing this one in micro scale again, as I'm going to be able to do a lot more building it in micro scale rather than building it in like minifig scale. Again, just the Battle of Crait in general is just such a pretty scene to me in Star Wars. It's probably one of my favorite Star Wars scenes ever, so I decided to build it, and it's going to be, 4 or 5 episode mock series, so I hope you guys enjoy. To help provide a sense of scale, I have a minifig here, as well as a 2 stud figure that I made. So basically all of the minifigs or figures in the set will be only 2 studs big, so it's going to be pretty small micro scale sort of mock. Each sort of section of the mock I'm going to be building on a 16 by 16 base plate, so at the end it's basically going to be 48 by 48 studs, so it's not going to be a small mock at all, it's just a small scale. It's actually going to be quite a big mock. So I got started on the first 16 by 16 plot. Again, there's going to be 9 of these, and they're all going to be modular, so there are a lot of holes and gaps, so I will be able to attach it to different sections and switch it out with other sections at times if I need to. This first section I basically just worked on digging out the trenches, which will be salty, because the whole planet is basically a salt planet, so it's all red, and there's also going to be a speeder with a salt trail sort of trailing behind it. Throughout the building of pretty much this entire series, you're going to see a lot of color on the inside and just on the general base of it, and while the color does not look great now, I plan to put a very nice black border around the entire mock. Just understand that the edges are incredibly colorful right now and obviously don't look the best, but when it's all done, it'll have a nice black border around it, and you'll never know that it's super colorful and ugly on the inside, so you'll never know. Here's the first 16 by 16 bit of it, and honestly it just ended up looking really cool with the speeder just sort of tearing through the salt here. I really do like the red sort of salt trail behind it. I sort of built it on its side, like using snot techniques, so that ended up looking really nice in my opinion. Again, all of the figures and soldiers in the set are only 2 studs tall, so I built a bunch of 2 stud soldiers and basically filled the trenches with them, and overall I do think the red trenches do look really nice. When I rewatched the scene, I saw these giant sort of turret things, so I ended up building some using this really cool calculator piece on top that gives it some detail, and overall I do like how these little turrets look. There's holes on all 4 sides that will allow it to connect up to other, grids when I make some more, and overall I do think this is a pretty solid start to my Crait building series. I like how this first little plot of land looks, and after building the first plot there, I got started on the second plot, and this actually turned out a lot like the first plot, except this one has 2 speeders instead of 1, but besides that, they're pretty similar. It has the trenches and the sort of salt trail with the speeder and everything. You can see here I was building it right next to the first 16 by 16 plot, as I do want to try and compare it to that and try and just match it as close as I can as far as the size goes and where the holes and everything are, because the ending goal is that they can all be switched out and stuff. I just want the entire build to be, modular, so I can switch out sections if I need to and replace stuff, and hopefully by the end it'll be, replaceable and I can switch it around if I want to. But overall, there wasn't a ton of variation from the first one with this. The inside's pretty colorful. I used the same sort of snot technique to get the salt trail through the snow, and overall it was just a pretty similar building experience to the first one, except I had 2 speeders instead of 1. But here's the second 16 by 16 plot of land, and as you can see, it's pretty similar to the first one, but I do really like how it looks. I especially just like having 2 speeders instead of 1, like it adds just a little bit more detail, especially with the same salt trails and everything. The design for the trench is a little bit different, like it has a little bit different curves, but overall I do like how that looks, and I did have the same, turret piece with the calculator on top. I do really like how these small turret builds are turning out, and overall, yeah, I just think it looks really good. It has the same ugly, colorful interior as the first one, but obviously you won't know when the black border is all around it, so it doesn't really matter too much right now, and these can be connected up via pins. So here's what it looks like when it's connected up with the first plot of land, and overall I think it's a pretty solid start to the Crait, mock building series. I just really do like how this giant trench looks, especially when it's 32 studs long like this. Like, it looks really cool. I'm just really happy how the little details of this mock are coming along. Overall, I'm very excited for the future of this Crait mock building series. Like, it's just gonna be a really fun mock series, so make sure you stay tuned to see all the episodes. Well, thank you guys for watching the first episode here, the Zebra Production sound for now. Make sure to like and subscribe if you'd like to stay up to date with my latest content here, and stay tuned for episode 2 coming in a few days, and I will see you guys later. Peace!